Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you are having a fantastic day. If you don't know much about me, hello, hi, I am Candy or Candace, and I feel like I am going to start transitioning into a bit more of a artist mommy vlogger here now that it's almost time. I think by the time this video goes live, I may even have my little one, but I'm doing footage earlier on so that hopefully there won't be that much of a blip of me being away, but if there is, I'm going to give myself some grace and be okay with the fact that I will have a little bit of time in between when videos go live. I wanted to kind of document slash put this video together just so that other moms could hear what it's been like for me as a vegan, as well as just something for me to look back upon later on, maybe even with my little one, to remember what it was like for the last almost 9 months. At this point, I am 33 weeks pregnant. I will show you guys the bump. Here it is in all of its bumpy glory at the moment. I've got to say I'm very happy that I didn't get any stretch marks, as well as I didn't get that. I mean, I've got a little bit of a line, but it's not super crazy like some other people that get it. I know it goes away after a while, so I know it's no big deal. But coming from somebody that has stretch marks all up and down my sides from getting hips in about 2 months in my teen years, I really wasn't sure how my body was going to take to getting a baby bump, but maybe because I'm vegan, maybe because genetics, maybe because, you know, I'm going to see my midwife. Technically, I'm a week behind the growth for what I should be at, but they are totally fine with that because I am a 5 foot nothing petite person and my husband is not 5 or 6 plus, so they're actually a-okay with the fact that I'm a little bit smaller, or maybe that means that I'll be a week late. Whatever the case may be, it is totally fine. But now that I'm into a good portion of my 3rd trimester, I figured I would look back on almost 9 months. And so I have this all written down in my planner, so if you guys see me looking down at my page, this is why, because I wanted to jot down some points when they were fresh in my mind, because it's so easy to forget things that were from the 1st trimester. And let me just tell you, the 1st trimester was very difficult for me, to the point where I thought to myself, I don't know how women do this. I never want to do this ever again, and stuff like that. But that being said, breast tenderness was insane. At the very beginning, I am used to, maybe some other women can attest to this, a couple days right before you have your menstrual period, I used to get breast tenderness. But this was immense. I had never felt this kind of tenderness before, to the point where my, I can't remember what this is called here, I think it's your sacrum, was sore. The part of cartilage and bone that attaches your ribs together, this part was just super sore all the time. I had a loss of appetite and no food looked good to me. That didn't go on very long, thank God. But that being said, I had 1 week, I think it was my 6th or my 8th week, that I had extreme unappealing food, like just nothing seemed good. I had no interest in eating a lot of the time, where I would feel nauseous most evenings and very lethargic almost every evening, and then sometimes it would be almost the entire day that I would have morning sickness, but I would never bring up, I would just feel kind of crappy, and that I would just feel really bad until I eat something. And even though I had no appetite, I would still eat something, and that would usually subside the sickness a little bit at least, which I'm really grateful for. I was sleepy absolutely all the time, and this is coming from someone that doesn't like to take naps. Especially at the very beginning in the first trimester, I was tired so much. And even actually into my second trimester, I found that the morning sickness and the sleepiness didn't really go away until about the third or fourth week into my second trimester. My gag reflex was horrible, absolutely horrible. I like to brush my tongue at the end of an evening while I'm brushing my teeth before bed, and even just brushing my tongue was horrible to do, which is so weird. It's just different things that you've just never experienced before. Very lethargic and no motivation was another big one, especially for my first trimester. Very surreal dreams. They felt very real, to the point where I had to be careful what I watched at night, because whatever I watched would end up, not always, but a lot of the time, especially if it's something scary. So I pretty much had to stop watching anything scary, but I would have very vivid dreams. So I had to be careful what I was watching. Like, I literally thought that my dreams were real. And I had never experienced that before, and I would just wake up just so afraid. And I'm so happy that it wasn't real. And that's what I wrote here, can't watch anything scary. Up all the night for peeing was another thing that was very common for me in my first trimester as well. I have a lot of first trimester things because, as a lot of people say, the second trimester is the golden trimester, where you just feel super great. And I can attest to that. After everything started to subside, maybe 3 or 4 weeks in, I started to feel really good. And yeah, I can't complain. Just went for my normal visits, everything was totally fine. And I just had like a little bit of a baby bump. I felt like I had maybe kind of like, if you will, quote unquote, call it a bit of a paunch, which is so weird coming from somebody that doesn't have paunches usually. And I always like to try and strive to have a nice toned stomach. And so now, you know, having to give yourself over to the idea that, you know, you don't have that body anymore, and you have to be okay with the fact that you are carrying this life with you, was a big transition for me. I gotta say, I had a really tough time with that. I think it doesn't help with the way women are shown in the media and how we're just portrayed in general, you know. So also mourning the loss of the body that I once had, and also coming to terms with the fact that you may or may not have the body you had again is another thing you need to really come to terms with. And it did take me quite some time to be okay with it, but I think that's okay, you know. I think you have to give yourself some grace and give yourself a little bit more just time to be okay with who you've become. Another thing I noticed that happened really early on, but maybe this is coming from somebody that is part of the itty bitty titty committee, but lower back pain was a lot. And the weird thing was, it was kind of early. So I want to say 5-6 months in, I was having a lot of lower back pain, which I didn't feel like should happen so soon, but I don't think it was the baby. I think it was just the fact that I was growing bigger breasts, and it made my lower back super unhappy. So I think that was a huge thing that was going on with my body. I am a lot better now. I do find that, because I'm doing a lot of Christmas gifts, so I'm on my feet a lot, I'm doing a lot of DIYs and pickling and that kind of stuff right now. And I'm finding that if I am standing for far too long, that my lower back and my feet do get kind of tired. But again, I've just realized it's because, you know, you're carrying, you know, probably over, the baby weighs around almost 4 pounds at this point. and you know, I'm not really sure how much the amniotic fluid and the placenta is, but you know, this is a lot more weight than my body is used to carrying. So, you know, you just gotta take more breaks and sit down while you're doing things. But yeah, everything is funny because everyone keeps asking me how I'm doing and how I'm feeling, and generally everything's fine. At night times, one thing I am noticing is that my heart will start racing, especially right before I go to bed. Even though I'm tired and I want to go to bed, it's like boom, 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 boom. But I've got to remember that the blood is thicker and you're pumping more blood and stuff like that. The other thing is I get shortness of breath when that happens, and I know that the baby ends up moving higher into your abdomen and close to where your lungs are. So again, I know that this is totally normal to be winded. I know a lot of people get winded even earlier than this, so the fact that it's just starting to happen now, I will totally take that. But one thing that I would love to talk with you guys about in a future video, and let me know if this is something that you're interested in, but I ended up getting the Frida Mom kit, the postpartum recovery essentials kit, because I don't think a lot of people talk about this kind of stuff very often, or at least what's in this pack exactly and how to utilize it, because a lot of people talk about getting this, but they don't talk about how to use it. So I thought that would be kind of interesting to go through talking with you guys about that. Also, I've been getting, the hubby and I have been searching Facebook Marketplace, and we've been able to get some reusable diapers. So these are used. The thing is though, we needed to strip them because they smelled like a barnyard, is the best way that I can explain it. So the biggest problem is that especially when you get this secondhand, you want to make sure that you clean them, not only just put them through the wash, but you want to do like a deep clean is pretty much what the idea behind stripping is. And it took a lot of research and trial and error for us to get these to not smell like a barnyard anymore, but we are there. We are picking up another big set of liners and let's see, wet bags and inserts and all that great stuff. So I would love to do a video with you guys once we really start understanding how to use pocket diapers with you guys. If you're interested on learning more about pocket diapers, please let me know. So yes, we've learned a lot about how to clean them, how to strip them so far. And I am aware that we're not going to be able to use these right away for our baby, but this is a thing to use once she gets a little bit bigger. And since we do own our house, it's great because we can just put this in the wash, and we're learning about all of that great stuff. And the prints are just so cute. I don't know if you guys are into this kind of stuff, but I think they're just absolutely adorable. But if you guys are wondering, I am chilling in the baby's room right now, and we are almost done the room. Chris still has to put up my pictures that I made for our little one. So this is the next thing that needs to go up on the walls. And once that's done, I will be finished my room makeover, which is crazy to think like what this room started like and what it looks like even now is just night and day, and it feels so much nicer being in this space. Like, I cannot tell you how much I love being in here. This room has just been a lot of fun to design with the hubby, because it was, when we first moved in, everything felt like such a rush, and for us to really just sit down and get our baby's room together was a lot of fun. So anyways, on that wonderful note, I will let you guys go. If you got this far in the video, put a little bottle or baby emoji in the comment section below, and let me know if you're interested in me doing, yeah, the Frida Mom recovery kit video, as well as talking about more about reusable diapers and stuff like that. All right, see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.